Okay, so this is a tutorial on how to make animated icons using Photoshop CS4 and Quicktime X. Now, Quicktime X is only available for Macs right now, comes with Snow Leopard, but I'm guessing they'll probably release it for PCs eventually. I will be talking a little bit about Image Ready, as well as how you could possibly do this on a PC. So the first thing you want to do is pick the video you want to use, that you want to make your icon out of. So I'll be using an episode of Castle. I did buy this on iTunes, so no worries. Here it is, in all its Castle glory. So what you want to do is right click on this, click Open with QuickTime Player, and there it is. Now this version of QuickTime, for whatever reason, is having issues playing audio from these kind of AVIs, but it doesn't really matter since we only need the video from it. So what you want to do is just make sure it plays, go to Edit, Trim, and you want to drag these handles to wherever you want your icon to be. So let's just make it from this scene. Alright, so then you click Trim, File, Save As, call it something, so New Icon. Save it where you want to save it. How about the desktop? Now keep this as movie. It says it will save it in the same format, but it really is going to export it as an MOV, QuickTime movie file. These work well. I'm pretty sure the only thing that works in Image Ready as well as Photoshop. So click Save, and it's going to save to my desktop, which it is right here. So X out of this and open up Photoshop. Go to File, Import, Video Frames to Layers. I believe this was the same in Image Ready. Same process. So go to wherever your exported video is, in this case right here, click Load, and this is where you pick the exact place where you want to make your icon out of. So selected range, unless you have a very, very short clip. I'm not that exact with how I trim my videos, so I usually need to use the range. I limit it to every 2 frames just to keep file size down. And to select the range, like it says right here, hold down the Shift key while you hit play, or while moving the arrows. So just for the sake of time, I'll just use the first couple seconds of this. And there. So hit OK once you have your selection. And here's your GIF. Now obviously this is way too big to use for an icon, so what you want to do is crop it. So I like my icon to be widescreen, so it's going to be 100 pixels by 56 pixels. If you want a full screen icon, you can change this right here to 100 pixels. So let's crop it down. And here it is. Now this is looking pretty dark, so what you can do, and always make sure you're on the first frame or it won't affect the rest of the icon. You can brighten it up. It's also the same as going to Image, Adjustments, Brightness, Contrast. But this is an adjustment layer, so you'll need to go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, and find Brightness, Contrast. So let's brighten it up a little bit. That's pretty good. Then open up the Layers window, and you want to drag this to the top so it affects all the layers and all the frames. See? Now this whole icon got lightened up. Now I'll probably mess around with the saturation levels, but just for the sake of time, let's just skip that. Now I like 100 by 100 icons. I mean, you could keep it like this, but I'm just going to show you how I make them. So we're going to need to make the whole icon 100 by 100. Let's change this to pixels, and the height is going to be 100 now. So now you've got this sort of border around it, but there's nothing there, so it would just show up with this middle section, so you need to put a background in. So go down, make sure you're on the first frame, go down to the first layer and make a new layer. You can use the paint bucket or a pattern, whatever you like. Just keep it simple, black works fine. Drag this underneath your first layer, get your rectangular marquee tool, and you need to get rid of the space that your animation will take up, otherwise it'll get covered by your background. So clear that out. Deselect. See, I cropped a little bit too much, which I do that sometimes, but that's fine. Bring this up to the top. And then you can always do another layer behind it, which you can fill in with black, like that. And this is pretty much your basic icon. Ta-da! Looks great. Anyway, so now you're going to want to save it. So save for web and devices. In image ready, this is save as optimized. See, optimized. This is side by side. This is the original. This is the optimized version. Over here is where you control how many colors are in it. Changing this will change how big it is. Now I know on LiveJournal it's 40 kilobytes, which is not huge. But CastleTV.net doesn't seem to have a limit, so that's nice. You can change it. It will affect the quality, how it looks, but not like totally. It's not awful. Anyway, so you're gonna want to save this. So go to Save, call it wherever you like. I'm gonna stick this on my desktop. I'll call this New Icon. Save. Okay. And now what you can do is, just to make sure this works, you can open this in Safari or any other internet browser you like. And here it is. It's your icon. Now, one thing that might change from computer to computer is the timing. Right down here will tell you how much time is between each frame. I know when I was using Firefox on my PC, I kept it at 0.09, but for now 0.04, 0.05 seems to work pretty well, shows up well. Depending on the size of your animation, the first time you play it, it will be a little slow in Photoshop, but once you export it, it should work fairly well. So let's hide that. Now, let's go into what to do if you do not have QuickTime X. I was using a PC. I haven't had this Mac for very long, and the programs that I use are right here. First thing, if you don't have a video editing program that can cut down clips to size, but you do find the clip on YouTube, I'm not sanctioning downloading things from YouTube, but first thing, type into Google blog MP4 YouTube. So as you may or may not know, YouTube has been optimized for iPhones and iPod Touches. So they convert all their video files to MP4s, which then can be converted to MOVs, which you can use in Photoshop to make animated icons. So this first link here will tell you how to add this to your bookmarks, and then when you click it, it will pop up this little link right here that says download as MP4. And it says right here, right click and select save link as. So this is really handy for downloading things from YouTube, but like I said, probably not the best legal thing to do, so I'm not sanctioning it. Anyway, another way to do this would be Video Download Helper, which is an extension for Firefox and can be used to download the FLV files, and you can convert those as well. Now, as far as converting goes, this is a program called Super, and it is very super. I used it for PCs. It is for all Windows, I believe, and it's available right here, eWriteSoft.com. It's totally free. Looks a little bit complicated in these pictures, but it's really not so bad. They don't have very many screenshots right here, and I would show you, but I can't run it on this computer. But you basically just drag and drop your file onto this, and make sure you don't need the audio, so you can leave that out. It'll be a pretty small file, and you would convert it to an MOV, and that will be able to be opened with Photoshop or Image Ready. As far as Photoshop alternatives, I have used GIMP. However, I could not figure out how to make animations with it just because I've been using Photoshop and Image Ready for so long. If anyone does know how, feel free to let me know. Hopefully this answered your questions, and if not, feel free to shoot me a PM. Thanks for watching.